Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi, Wabarakatuh. This is Future Brittany coming into the podcast to let you know that during this podcast episode, the echo is on when I was recording on my microphone. So I apologize for that. So hopefully you don't find it too annoying, but I'll let y'all get into the podcast. Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh. It's your favorite revert, Brittany Khadija, and welcome back to the Melanated Muslim podcast. I'm so excited to be back, and I'm so excited to give you a recap on how my Ramadan went. I know I said that I would be here to post weekly about how my Ramadan was, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that, and I'm just glad that I get to share with you how Ramadan was for me, because this was a very special Ramadan for me. Like, subhanAllah, I think it was my best Ramadan yet, and I'm going to tell you why. So part of the reason why I haven't been updating weekly on the podcast, and I think I'm going to change my podcast uploads to sporadically, because I don't think I really have like a set schedule to come on here. But inshallah, I have some ideas, but I need to put them on paper. So please put barak on it. Make dua for me that I will be back, inshallah, more consistently. So one of the reasons why I haven't been up here updating you on my Ramadan is because I've been doing a Ramadan daily series on Instagram and TikTok, and my Instagram and TikTok is Brittany Khadija. Make sure you follow me on there. So I've been doing like updated episodes there about facts about Islam, facts about my journey to Islam, random things, and like I did like a vlog about like one of the days during Ramadan. And out of those 30 days that we had for Ramadan, I was only able to do 21 episodes. So I missed 9 days. But I was like, it's my first time doing it. It was my first time doing it while like actively participating in Ramadan activities like Tarawih, reading the Quran, and other stuff like watching Omar Suleiman's podcast. Not podcast, his Ramadan series. So it was really hard for me to like do some of those uploads that days. And also I was feeling sick, but I was able to get those videos out, which I'm so proud of myself, subhanAllah. So I want to talk about my favorite episodes from the Ramadan Daily series. So if you're interested, you can go and look at them. So one of my favorite, I think I have 4 favorite episodes. And one of them is Why Khadija, was an episode of me talking about why I chose the Islamic name Khadija, if I was ever to change my name, why I chose Khadija and who was Khadija. I know I have an episode about that on my podcast, but I just gave like a quick overview on my TikTok and Instagram page. The next one was the lunar eclipse prayer. I feel like this one was very interesting. A lot of people talked to me about it because like not a lot of people know that there is a special prayer that Muslims have when there's an eclipse to like have fear for Allah, like fear that like, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can end the world, but also for you to like repent and turn back to him, because only he can like make an eclipse happen, subhanAllah. So this year it was the lunar eclipse during this Ramadan. Last year was the solar eclipse. I think that was so interesting. I'm like, not me seeing a solar and lunar eclipse during 2 of the Ramadans out of 3 that I've experienced. Like, what? I'm like, it's so interesting. It is like scary in a way, but also like interesting that I was able to like see that, because I'm like, there's a lot of Muslims who like didn't see a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, and like they were there to witness it this time around. And the lunar eclipse prayer was at 2:30 a.m. and I think the other one before was like during the day. And the interesting about the solar eclipse was when it was during the day, we were fasting. So I just felt like it was like more, I don't know, I want to say it was like more like special because we're fasting, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is the perfect time to like make dua and like to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this moment and stuff like that. This one happened outside of fasting, and it was at 2:30 a.m. So we all went to Tarawih the night before, most of us, and then we had to wake up to get to the prayer for 2:30. And I would say this one was more taxing on our body, even though like we're not fasting, because we like went to sleep and then we woke up and then we're doing this long prayer, and then we have to like go back home and eat so we can fast for the rest of the day. So I feel like this one was very taxing on the body, but it was also just as beautiful. And also, like, the solar eclipse, I didn't have the special glasses because my mom didn't share it with me. Rude. I didn't have the glasses. I didn't ask anybody to see it. I think I was just more, like, focused on, like, oh, my God, it's a solar eclipse, blah, blah, blah. And I also wasn't feeling well. So I think that had to do everything with it. And then, like, the lunar eclipse one, I was able to see, like, the way the moon looked and how, like, when it was red. Well, like, they call it the blood moon. So I was able to see that. I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, I'm literally seeing a red moon. It was so interesting to see, and I'm like this is so crazy that like we do this because like obviously you can get the information from my Ramadan daily series. Maybe I should hold up. I'll just be like the eclipse happened during the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that's kind of why we have a special prayer. And if you want to learn more information about that, go to my Instagram or TikTok page at Brittany Khadija, BrittanyKhadija, and that's how you find it. The next one, which was so special to me, was that one of my goals was to pray all of my 5 daily prayers at the mosque during Ramadan. And I never did it before. I prayed like maybe like 3 out of the 5 at the mosque and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure to do that during Ramadan. And subhanAllah, on March 23rd, the 23rd day of Ramadan, I believe that's how it was, I was able to do that. And I went to each and every prayer at the masjid, and honestly, it felt like I was like gaining like a superpower when it came to like deen and my connectiveness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It was such a beautiful experience to do that. And I made like a mini vlog about it. And ironically, that vlog is the one that I got the least amount of views on Instagram. No, not on Instagram, on TikTok. I was like, nobody cared to see that I did all my 5 daily prayers at the masjid, but y'all want to learn about the lunar eclipse and what Muslims do? Astaghfirullah. But I thought that was so interesting that that one didn't get as many views as like my other videos, but I thought that was interesting. But to me, I don't care how many views it got. It was a very special moment for me. So let me tell you about what happened after I prayed Dur, which is our second prayer of the 5. I prayed Dur and I brought my Quran with me, my regular Quran, not the English transliteration. The regular Quran is in Arabic. So I'm there, struggle reading the Quran, mind my business. And one of the ladies there is a Quran teacher, and she's one of my friend's mother. So I never worked with her, like when it came to like recitation stuff. She mostly works with, I think, the little kids and people who do one-on-one basis. I'm not on that level yet. So I'm reading, and she comes up to me, oh, mashallah, look at you reading the Quran. Out of curiosity, I want to hear how you sound reading. I'm like, I just came here to struggle read by myself. And I was like, look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, be like, oh, you came to the mosque just to pray your 5 daily prayers. You thought that I wouldn't add extraness to it? Now look at what you have to do. So I'm reading it with her, and she's like helping me correct the mistakes I'm making. But subhanAllah, she said, mashallah, you're so good. There's more Muslims that can't do this. There's readers that can't do this. I'm so proud of you. And she like kissed my head because of how proud she was of me. SubhanAllah. And I thought that was so nice. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So then like after she left, I was like, took a deep breath. I was like, pressure is off of me. So I go and I read like 3 more ayats, which is 3 more verses of the Quran. All of a sudden, the lady who helped me throughout my Quran reading, because I have 2 teachers. I had 2 teachers at one point. So I will go to my regular class and then meet with this teacher, I think once or twice a week. And she saw me and she's like, oh my gosh, Brittany, so good that you're reading the Quran. Mashallah. Okay, now read for me. I said, what is going on? Not me having my friend's mom testing me, and now my old Quran teacher is coming up and asking me to read. So then I'm reading with her, and she's like correcting me, but then she was like, mashallah, you improved. So I was so happy that I improved and stuff like that. But she made me read, I think 2 pages or 3 pages. I felt like it was a lot. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna leave you alone now. So then I probably like finished like a 1 more page. And then I said, you know what? It's time for me to leave. I was like, I don't need anybody else coming up to me and saying, read. I'm trying to read in peace. I thought this would be a moment of just me and the Quran in the masjid. And Allah said, no, I have other plans for you. You will be tested. So that was happening, which was so funny to me. And lastly, another episode of the Ramadan Daily series that I really like was the one about Mansa Musa. And Mansa Musa was the king of the Malian Empire. Definitely go check out that episode. I can't remember what day it was, but I did post about it. It had to be like within the first 10 days of Ramadan. And just like a lot of people didn't even know about Mansa Musa, didn't know about how much gold he gave while he was on pilgrimage to Hajj. So definitely go check that out if you want to learn more about him. I feel like he's not talked about in history. And I think a part of it is because he is a black king. And I feel like nobody wants to realize that like a black king had that much money and stuff like that. And then also he's Muslim. So I think that there's like some stigma around it. But definitely I wanted to do a video, like a Ramadan daily video on him because he's so impactful and he was the richest man to ever lived. And he's a black man from Africa. Subhanallah. So I want to go on and talk about my goals I had for Ramadan. So my goals were to read the English Quran, read the regular Quran, like read a page a day, watch the Omar Solomon series. So I watched all of the Omar Solomon series, subhanallah, and um, I finished the whole English Quran this Ramadan. I was so proud of myself, like subhanallah. I didn't think I could do it. Like honestly, I was like, oh, like last year I tried and I failed, and I was like, oh, maybe this will be this year. But I was like, you know what? Let me make dua that it will happen for me. So one thing that is so beautiful about the Quran is that it's broke up into 30 juz, and there could be about 30 days of Ramadan. So I did like a juz a day, and some days I missed a juz, like missed the full juz, so then I would combine it with the next day. And ironically, the same day that I finished reading the English Quran was the same day that my mosque finished the whole Quran recitation in Taraweeh. So I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like at the same pace as my mosque and stuff like that. So it was really nice. And I was so surprised that I was able to finish it. And I feel like I want to do a blog post about this because I do have a blog page and that have been neglecting, subhanAllah. But I definitely want to go back into that and like write. I feel like as much as I talk, as much as I do videos, there's something about writing that is so nice. Little sidebar, I used to have a blog page back in the day on Wix where I used to post like black art, cultural stuff, and things like that. And it was like really popular, like that, more popular than I thought it would be. And I like discontinued that. So I just really want to get back into like writing on my website that I have. So inshallah, make sure to follow me on social media so you can figure out when I write that. And I want to talk about like how reading the Quran and fulfilling this goal, how it impacted me, because I feel like when I'm writing my words, it's better than when I speak it, especially when it comes to this. But reading the Quran, subhanallah, made me fall in love with it again. It almost was like when I first read the Quran as a non-Muslim, and how I fell in love with it and was like connecting to it and like all that stuff, like subhanallah. And it's like I have read parts of the Quran since then, right? But I don't know what it was about this Ramadan and reading it this time. It just, I don't know, it just was so amazing to me, and I fell in love with it again. It's like now that I'm not like reading it at the moment, like consistently, it's like, oh my god, like a part of me is missing. I feel like empty. And I was like, okay, I need to pick up the Quran again and start reading it again. And you start from beginning to end again, because like I feel empty without it. Like this is something that I feel like, whoa, what's going on here? Like it feels like a piece of me is missing. And subhanallah. And again, I was thinking to myself, what did I do to deserve that? What did I do to like fall in love with the Quran again during Ramadan, to have such a deep connection, feel like the words, really take into deep that some of the words that was coming from the Quran and stuff like that? Like what did I do to get that? Like every time something like this happens to me, I don't take it for granted, because I really think about like, oh, like I'm a person, right? I'm a human being and I have sins. And like even though I would try to repent as much for my sins as I should, and I should be doing more, like, you know, we all have like our limitations as human beings because we're not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But then I think to myself, what did I do to deserve this? Like what did I do to that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to give me with falling in love with the Quran again and to complete the Quran? Like what did I do to like have that done? And I just, it's a testament to just to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I feel like if we just continue to try to be as much on the straight path as we try to be, like you don't know what doors can open up for you. So that was really nice to have finished all of the English transliteration Quran. And at first I was like telling people like, oh, it's just like the English Quran. Like I didn't think it was a big deal until one sister was like, it's still the Quran whether you read it in Arabic. And she goes, you're not fluent in Quranic Arabic yet. And she goes, inshallah, you will be one day. But the fact that you're reading it in English, in a language that you understand, you're understanding like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words in the transliteration. Even though it's not a direct translation, it's just a transliteration. But you read it and you understood it and you were able to connect with parts of it. And she goes, there's people who don't even do that, who don't even read the Quran in their language. And then I, like, after being told that, I was like, oh yeah, this is a really big accomplishment. Like, I read the whole Quran, did almost a juz of day of the whole Quran. Whether it's the English transliteration, it is still a form of the Quran. And I was like, why am I selling myself short in this like accomplishment? And reading the Quran and like reading certain chapters and stuff like that made me like want to memorize these chapters and really work on my memorization and like pronunciation of the Quran. So that was like that was like the beauty of getting out of it, is like making sure to memorize more and reading it more and having it more involved in my life. And I think it was because the Quran wasn't involved in my life as much as I wanted to, unfortunately. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you something when you need it the most. And I was thinking about like all the times I could have been reading the Quran, but it makes me have a like better understanding to like make sure I do that now. But I feel like since I am still somewhat new in my journey and just like discovering this stuff now, it's such a beautiful thing, and I don't take it for granted. I hope like this makes sense, and I hope it's like becoming clear. It's like so many thoughts and emotions is going through my head. It's just like grateful, like gratitude is the only thing I can think about, and it just was a big honor for me to finish the Quran. When it came to reading the Arabic Quran, it was so interesting because my teacher literally tells us to make sure we read a page a day. And like I would do that or like try to do it as much as I can. And I did not see a difference within myself. I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm reading a page a day. Yeah, I did it. But subhanallah, this Ramadan, me reading a page a day, and I think it's because I was more focused. This was a goal of mine, and I think it's because of the holiness of the month of Ramadan. I see a difference in myself when it comes to reading. Like subhanallah, I don't know if my teacher will see it because we stopped like having classes during Ramadan. We had like the first 2 weeks of Ramadan, and like um the rest of Ramadan we didn't have it. We haven't had class yet. I think we're gonna have class this upcoming Wednesday. And I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna see a difference, because I see a difference in myself. I see a difference when it comes to reading time and stuff like that. And I noticed a big problem that I'm having is that when I see a letter and I see the accent, I'm second guessing myself and just like not reading it naturally. And then if I make a mistake, realize that I made a mistake, I'm like always like stopping and like, oh, what is this letter and stuff like that. I realize that I do that. I'm like, what is this anxiety coming from? Why am I having anxiety of reading the Quran? Like, even though I'm a baby when it comes to this. Like, I'm an infant. I'm not gonna get it correctly, and I was like, I shouldn't be afraid to like make a mistake, because it's gonna happen since I'm learning, and this is a new like alphabet system, a new language for me. So I discovered that about myself, and I'm kind of working on it to like just read with the flow, and then like realize where I make a mistake and then fix it. Don't try to like be so like psych myself so much like, oh my god, I'm about to make a mistake, and like it becomes like a crazy thing. But I tried to read almost every day, and there was one day where I read 3 pages in one day, and I was so proud of myself because I think I'm a slow reader still, in my opinion. I got to complete like my 3 Ramadan goals, well, before Ramadan goals, which was to finish the Quran, the English transliteration Quran, read a page a day from the regular Quran, which is in Arabic, pray all of my 5 daily prayers at the masjid, and to watch Omar Salaman series, which I did, subhanallah. Another thing that was so interesting this Ramadan is that I was so tested this Ramadan. Like last Ramadan, I was tested with the sickness that I've been having on and off. This Ramadan, subhanAllah, I didn't get sick with that same thing again, subhanAllah, but I did get sick like probably like 5 days after Ramadan, and I'm like just now still like recovering from being sick again. But I was tested because with this Ramadan is that before Ramadan, somebody hit my car and did not leave any information. And I was like, what? Like, out of all my years of having my license and having my own car, like, subhanAllah, I never been in a car crash. God forbid, Ya Allah, please allow me to never be in one. I have been in a lot when I was younger. Well, I think more than like one is a lot in my opinion. I think I was like in 3 incidents when I was younger. And subhanAllah that I'm okay now. But somebody hit my car and they left, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to pay this $500 deductible. Like, nobody just wants to pay $500 randomly. So I was like, okay. So I go and I drop my car off to get a rental car while my car is being fixed through my insurance. So my allergies are acting up, so my nose is so stuffy and clogged, and I don't really smell like anything. Like, I smell like a smoke smell, but I know this guy was like smoking cigarettes outside the car. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I drive to work, and as soon as I come back in that car, it just smells like weed. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it was to the point that I was getting a headache. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, why does this car smell like it? And even my jacket and my clothes smell like this. And then my mom even said, why you smell like weed fire? Then you already know I didn't need none of that energy from my Caribbean mother. Why I'm wondering why I'm smelling like weed during Ramadan. Like, it's not me, it's the car. I didn't do nothing. But so that was that. So then I was okay. I had to go get a new rental car. Then I get this new rental car, and there's a crack in the windshield. And when I tell you I did not put any insurance on this car, I was like, oh no, I don't need the insurance. Literally, as I'm driving, I see this crack in the windshield. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't even have insurance with this car. How much is this windshield gonna cost? I'm already paying $500 to get my car fixed, and I'm like panicking. I'm like calling them, and I'm calling them because like I didn't do anything to put this crack in the windshield. I didn't drive. There was no rocks. I don't know. Like, I never really had. I don't even have a crack in my windshield. I never had a crack in my windshield ever. So where is this crack coming from? So I'm calling and calling, and let me tell you, when I'm calling this car rental company, nobody's answering. They'll be like, hello, and I'm like, hello, and they will hang up. And I'll be like, hello, hello, and they will hang up. Oh my gosh, it was so stressful. And then finally I get a phone call with them. Like, get them on the phone. And I'm like, oh my God, there's a crack on the windshield. I didn't do that. Like, I don't know where this crack came from. Like, I didn't do it, blah, blah, blah. Like, what do we do from here? Like, because I didn't do this crack on the windshield. I literally just switched the cars, and now I know that there's a crack in the windshield. And you know, this man has to go. He's like, hold on 1 second. This man goes into the little computer system, and then he comes back and he's like, oh, nah, you good. The crack was there before. I beg your pardon. Why wouldn't you tell me that before I got this vehicle? Now, granted, what if this crack was then to expand and the glass was to shatter on me? Are you okay with me being injured and me possibly dying because of your negligence? And I was like, why is this happening? So this was crazy. Then I had my car in the shop for 2 weeks. So I have a car that's not mine, and I'm going to Tarawih. And because it's Tarawih, because there's so many people coming into the parking lot stuff, we're parked really tight. And I'm praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, please don't let anybody hit this car. And ironically, the good thing that came about it is that I got this other car that's different from mine, and I really liked it. And I was telling my friend, I said I almost like it better than my car, but I told her she can't tell my car that because we need my car to still work. I don't want my car to get jealous. But I was like, oh, okay, I can do this car next if I was thinking about a next car that I want to get, and it's way cheaper than the car that I got now. And I was like, where was this when I was looking for a new car when my other car stopped working? Where was this one? But subhanallah. And I was tested with some other trials and tribulations, and inshallah one day I'll be talking about it once I'm out of these trials and tribulations. But there's something I've been making dua for that I wanted. When I tell you I wanted this thing, I wanted it so bad. And the opportunity came to me to go and get this thing. But when the opportunity came to me, I felt weird. A weird feeling came over me, and I was like, oh no, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just anxiety. I don't know what it is. So I was like, okay, ya Allah, I'm feeling weird, please help me, blah blah. So I go into the process to get this thing, and I said, you know what, let me pray. I'm still feeling weird, so I was like, you know what, let me pray istikhara for this and go about it. So I pray my istikhara. The next time I'm talking about going to get this thing. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, but where are we gonna go meet up to get this thing? Blah blah blah. Where are we gonna meet? Is it gonna be this way or that way? Blah blah blah. And when I tell you, the people who are helping to organize this are giving me such a hard time. They were like, it only can be this day. It only can be this time. Blah 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 blah. You only can be this week. You only can have this. You only can have that. And then I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't work for me. Blah blah blah. And they're making it so difficult. And it's it should not be this difficult, because usually when you go and get this thing, it's usually okay, this is the time, blah, blah, there, boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, it's a hard thing. They only can do it this week. They only have 4 times available forever. And that's it. And I'm like, what is wrong with this? And I'm over here trying to fix my life to match this thing. And I'm about to fix my life to fix it. And I was like, wait a minute. I literally prayed istikhara for this. And it's becoming difficult for me. Why am I trying to morph my life into this when after I prayed Istikara, it's becoming hard for me? And I know what I said, sorry, this no longer works for me. And when I told you I got no response, it became a dead end. And I was like, wow, subhanallah. Like Allah said, oh, you want this thing? You're praying for this thing during Ramadan? You're praying for this? Oh, let me see if you will get it. Like this first opportunity that you would get, you would just jump on it and not even think about, is it really coming from me or what is it? And are you going to get it and just forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or are you going to turn to him? And subhanAllah, I turned to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I listened to my gut. I was making dua and I was connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the whole process. And it's so funny when I was told them I no longer was interested, I didn't want the process, blah, 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 and I didn't get a response back, I literally smiled and I said, subhanallah. Like, Ya Allah, thank you for protecting me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for answering my dua when I prayed istikara, because only you can do these things. And thank you for revealing to me that, wait, I prayed istikara for this and it's becoming hard, and that means it's not working for me. And I was so happy, like in that moment. And again, I was saying to myself, what did I do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve this realization that this is going on and stuff like that? And during Ramadan, unfortunately, I had someone of an individual in my life who was making it very difficult for me. But a testament to like when difficult things are happening in Ramadan, right? As much as you feel like this person can ruin your Ramadan because you're getting angry or like something is testing you and it's ruining your Ramadan, the moment that you step back and you're like, wait a minute, it's Ramadan. Why am I feeling this way? Let me just go and do like the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing in Ramadan, reading the Quran, listening to the Quran, increasing my knowledge on the history of the Quran and stuff like that, watching Omar Salaman's Juz series and stuff like that. That literally saved me. Because I think if I didn't have that, or if I didn't have the knowledge that this is where I can go to when these things are bothering me, I think that I could have ruined my Ramadan by thinking it was like the most depressing, most annoying, most like people not caring or respecting my boundaries type of Ramadan. But I did not let those people and their limitations impact me. Yes, I'm a human and there's some days or like some moments where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is impacting me too much. Wait a minute, let me go get out of this situation. But subhanAllah, that I had that. That's all a testament to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he allowed me to have that knowledge, to have that in that moment. So that is some of the trials and tribulations that I went through during Ramadan. But outside of the trials and tribulations, one thing that I really appreciated during Ramadan was Taraweeh and Tahajjud. I did Tahajjud every single day during Ramadan where I could have prayed. And I was like, I never did all of Tahajjud every single day during any other Ramadans, but I did this Ramadan. And it was definitely a life-changing experience for me. And it just made me want to like think about like getting up 20 minutes before Fajr and doing Tahajjud. Or when I'm up late at night and like it's Tahajjud time, like say if you can't sleep and it's Tahajjud time, don't just lay in the bed. Like literally get up and pray Tahajjud. How do you know that that wasn't an invitation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And before becoming Muslim, I used to listen to this singer called Cleo Soul a lot. And her music is very like healing and stuff like that. And I like going back and reading her music lyrics. So one of her songs that she came in a relatively new album, she said, she's a Christian by the way, but I tend to look at it like oh, this is also like God in Islam. Like she's a Christian, but I'm taking it as viewing it as a Muslim woman. So one of her songs, she said, if God called you at 5 a.m., would you get up, would you get on your knees and would you pray? Would you share his light or would you just like walk away? Like that's basically what the lyrics are saying. And I'm like, literally when we're up or literally when we're like we wake up a few minutes before Fajr and we're doing nothing, God is literally, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is literally giving us an invitation to worship him and to connect with him. And we ignore it. Like me, I can speak for myself. And we ignore it. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be like that anymore. And also, like one thing that I really struggled with is getting up for Fajr because I want to tell you, I'm a heavy sleeper. Me, my family would tell me that like I could sleep through a, a earthquake or stuff like that. Like my mom, like there was times where I accidentally put the change on the door, and my mom will have to be calling the house, and I don't hear the phone, and like to the point that she would have to like throw something at the window to like get my attention. Like that's how hard I have to sleep. And usually I have like so many alarms to wake me up, and I have alarms for Fajr, but they didn't like wake me up. And but like subhanallah, but interesting enough, during Ramadan you could wake up, right? And I told myself it shouldn't just be Ramadan where I'm waking up on time for Fajr, right? That's something that I struggle with. I can do it outside of it. And I was like, oh, like you know how you have those 3 alarms to wake you up to go to work? Why don't you have that for Fajr? And like I don't think why I never knew why I didn't think of that before. And it's like literally like what like I why didn't think of it. So when that mindset translated into me doing it after Ramadan, and subhanallah, it has been working like for the most part. Yes, some days are a struggle, other days are not, but I think that's every Muslim has that struggle, in my opinion, when it comes to Fajr until you get into the right rhythm, especially for me, who this is still, even though I've been like about to be Muslim for 3 years, this is still like a whole new like transition of lifestyle because I spent almost 28 of my years not doing this at all. And I'm like doing this for the last 2 years, like subhanallah. It's just like, and I have to give myself grace in these moments because my intention is there, and if it doesn't come out of it, then that's just between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows my intentions and He knows my heart. But seeing that and like praying tajud and praying Fajr, just and the power in it. Like I never felt that power before, and subhanallah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me that gift to feel that power this Ramadan, so I am extremely grateful for that. And again, what did I do to deserve this? I honestly don't know, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted me that. And when it came to Taraweeh, if you know me, you know I love Taraweeh. And I feel like in my first Ramadan, I was at Taraweeh way more. My second one, because I was sick a lot during Ramadan, I wasn't really in Taraweeh as much as I wanted to be. But when I was in Taraweeh, I had tried to make the quality Taraweehs. Like, being in Taraweeh is something so powerful. Just praying next to so many brothers and sisters, hearing the Quran recitation, reflecting on life, reflecting on Ramadan, reflecting on the Quran, reflecting on being a Muslim, reflecting on like how this is a part of my lifestyle now was so beautiful. Especially like the dua part that they do like during the witr part of Taraweeh. There's something so special of that dua. I wish I could just capture those duas and just like listen to them. I did find like one dua of Taraweeh, the dua during Taraweeh online that one of the local imams did from my masjid. So I like saved that in my playlist to like listen to, and I have like another one from another country. But just being in Taraweeh, hearing the dua was something so beautiful to me, and I really needed it for my like soul and my being. But I don't know how to describe it. Like just experiencing Taraweeh, feeling like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is coming down and hugging you. It's such a beautiful experience. So I was so glad that I got to see that. And I want to talk about Qiyam at the mosque. Qiyam is when you spend Isha to Fajr at the masjid. So ironically, the last 10 days of Ramadan, I could not pray. But guess who was still at Taraweeh? Listening. Me, subhanAllah. And somebody said to me, you're here and you can't pray. And I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to be at the mosque. And they were like, oh, you're really good. Like, because I would be at home. And I like thought to myself, am I really good? I just wanted to be here and to listen to the Quran and to like be around my brothers and sisters and still feel the Ramadan vibes, even though like I can't pray. So I stayed in the mosque the whole like majority of the whole time. And then my mom was praying. So, but she had to like leave early because she had like a doctor's appointment or something. I had to bring my grandmother to a doctor's appointment. So we left like maybe like an hour or an hour and a half before Fajr. And just doing that was just so beautiful, and just like being there, staying up with everyone, even though like I could be like napping in the corner over there, but just doing that was also very beautiful. And it almost felt like I was there praying too in a way. But I just love like the whole Qiyam, the whole Taraweeh and stuff like that. One of the things that I love about this Ramadan is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to accomplish my goals, let me know that anything I put my mind to, I can do as long as I have him by my side. And if it's difficult, I can strive through it by just turning to him and asking him to make it easy for me and listening to the answers and the signs that he places around me. So I'm just so glad that I got to do that this Ramadan. And that's kind of like an overview of Ramadan for me. I think I do talk about like my Ramadan and how everything was more on my Instagram, which is at Brittany Khadija, and on my TikTok page is also Brittany Khadija. And I was able to pray for Eid, so that was so nice. I got invited to a guy who comes to the Reverts group that I'm in. He's a born Muslim. We got invited to his house, and just being around there and seeing like non-Muslims and Muslims there just celebrating. It was such a beautiful experience just seeing that, and how this family welcomed us into the home even though they don't know us that well, and they made us feel like we were family. That's what Muslims, brothers and sisters, should do, and that's what people should do, period. So just seeing that was very beautiful. And then going to the revert Eid dinner that they have for us, so all the reverts around the area who could make it were there. So it was like really nice just doing that. Overall, this Ramadan was so beautiful. I don't even have enough words to say like how much it meant to me. It was just beautiful. And I do have good news. So I posted that I got the first text copy of my book. So as you all know, I wrote a book about my journey to Islam. It's going to be called The Call, A Grenadian American's Journey to Islam. And I got the first test copy, and I recorded my reaction and posted it on Instagram and TikTok. So if you want to see that there, but inshallah, it should be coming out in the next 6 to 8 weeks. You heard it here first. You guys get a little exclusive. And definitely follow me to learn more. I probably will do a podcast about like the book writing experience and stuff like that. I think I'm going to do a podcast and probably a video about like the book writing podcast and probably like a blog post. I don't know what I'm going to do. Just follow me on Instagram and you will get like more details on that. And my Instagram again is Brittany Khadija. I'm plugging myself all through this, plugging my page all through this podcast. So that's very exciting, and it was exciting to actually hold my book in my hands, and it's exciting to have everybody in my community also excited for it too. And inshallah, my book will have people realize the beauty of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do, because this story has nothing to do with me. It's all what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do for someone. And also I want to let you know that like the next 2 episodes, I believe, or the next one, then maybe I'll do one about me or one about something else and stuff like that. I have some podcast episodes coming up where I'm interviewing some of the people that I admire in my community, which is going to be really nice. I really can't wait for you to hear from them. I already have 2 recorded that I need to edit, and it's from Wasal. She already has her own podcast called Ayat al-Nur, and then my friend Sadia, and it's going to be really good to like hear about their journey as born Muslims and then rediscovering Islam and stuff like that. I can't wait for y'all to hear that. I am going to be editing those episodes soon, inshallah. And I just want to say thank you for listening. I don't think I thank you all enough. Like if I get 5 listens, I'm like so happy, but I'm like subhanallah that I get more. But I just really want to appreciate and take time to say jazakallah khair, which means thank you, like a thank you, and like may blessings be upon you. Like that's like basically the transliteration. It's not the direct one. It's probably like a really bad transliteration, but subhanallah. I just want to say jazakallah khair for being listeners of my podcast, for supporting me. I do not take that for granted. I did not think that anybody will watch or anybody will listen to my podcast and know that you're here and listening. I just really want to say thank you. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring you peace in your life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring many blessings into your life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help you with whatever you're going through. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you in rank and increase you in righteousness. And inshallah, we will all be reunited in Jannah Firdaus. Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi. Thank you all for listening. Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.